Well guys, so forget this parking lot and imagine yourself somewhere on top of the mountain camping, having a nice bonfire. When you look out, all you can see is a beautiful sunset. You can see some water glistening there, some lakes, some rivers. There's nothing there. Birds are chirping. All of a sudden you see some cracking right there. You turn around and you can see this big grizzly bear coming right at you. What do? You jump up, you get in your vehicle, and then instantly you get a smile on your face because you know you're going to be going down that trail and you're going to be able to make it to safety like there's no tomorrow. So here's my advertising for this brand new 2022 Subaru Outback Wilderness Edition. Guys, I found this car at Conley Subaru in Bradenton, Florida. Those guys were super nice. They let me film it and bring it to you so we can take it on a tour and describe you some of the cool and interesting features on the exterior, interior. We're gonna pop the hood, see what powers up this thing, see what makes this so special, and then finally I'm going to take you for a ride with me. By the way, if this is the first time we meet, my name is Matt Samolsky. I'm Matt the Car Guy. On this channel I do car reviews. So without further ado, let's get back to the car. Okay, so Subaru has been making cars since 1953, almost 70 years right now. Now, if you think about the Outback, now that got introduced about 94, 95, something like this. So that's also been around for, 26, 27 years. This Wilderness Edition is the rugged Outback that a lot of people have been waiting for. Now, there has been some attempt on the off-roady station wagons made by Audi and Volvo. Great vehicles, both all-road and XC90 cross-country, great vehicles. But this is the first one that's non-luxury. And when we talk about the price, you're going to be surprised because you get a lot for the money. Now, we're going to start right in front of this vehicle. What makes this so special? Well, first of all, you can see that it sits up much higher than the regular Outback. As a matter of fact, it has the highest ground clearance in the class, 9.5 inches. Now, what's also pretty interesting in here, you see all this cladding, right? Now, they made it for two reasons. First reason, of course, is to protect the paint from being scratched up. So if you go on the trail, they place this cladding all around the car in the places where you normally have the highest chances of getting this vehicle scratched up. The second reason, just to make it cool as hell. So this is a pretty cool front. As you can see, there's a matte black cladding, massive right here. You have those nice LED lights right here, the LED light signature in here. And also what you notice right here is this kind of matte black sticker right on top of the hood. And you might want to think, well, why did they do that? And I read that Subaru did it so it reduces the glare. So if you're on the trail and the sun is hitting your hood, it's not going to reflect, it's not going to blind you in the eyes, so you have better visibility, especially in the terrain, which is very important. What else you have here? The big Subaru logo in it. Now it's equipped with all the newest and latest technology as far as the safety on this Subaru right here. And what you see right here is those tow hooks that are covered in here with this anodized copper trim, and you'll see some more of that all around the car. And then you see those cool multi-reflector LED lights. Now I'm going to pop the hood and we'll see what powers up this Wilderness Edition Outback. So under the hood we'll find a 2.4 liter turbocharged engine, 260 horsepower, 277 pound-feet of torque. Now it's mated to a CVT transmission that does have 8 manual modes, so we'll check that out once we're on the interior. It's also, all of the Subarus, with the exception of the BRZ, have the symmetrical all-wheel drive system. And what makes it special, it's a little bit different than regular all-wheel drive system, which is basically on demand. Once one wheel slips, you know, then the all-wheel drive turns on. Now the symmetrical all-wheel drive system sends the power to all wheels all the time. Now the wheels with the most traction gets the most power, so that makes sense. So that's why it's so capable off-road. Now the one thing that'll ding it a little bit in here is that prop stick right here. I really wish the manufacturer would start using the hydraulic struts on all of their vehicles. That just doesn't look very good and makes opening the hood a little bit harder. Now at least this one is out of the way, so it's not horrible. The one thing that I forgot to mention when we're looking in the front is this camera right here. This is the 180 view camera that helps you with your off-roading adventure, and I hope I'm going to be able to check that out. Of course I'm not going to take it off-road, but I'll check it out once we drive it. Right, so on the side it looks just as cool as in the front. You can see this cladding right here protecting the fenders and the wheels from scratching right on the side. It sticks out quite a bit. It's right around the wheels. It's also at the bottom of it, this kind of a rocker panel. It is simulated, of course, it's plastic, but at least you're not gonna scratch the bottom of your doors right here. It does have the Outback etched in, and it is in that anodized copper color right here. You also have the Subaru Wilderness badge on the side of this vehicle, so you know what you're looking at. Not to mention, of course, the 9.5 inches of ground clearance, the big Geolandar all-terrain tires. These sits on 17-inch wheels. Now the Geolandars right here, they're 225, 65, and 17. That's the size of the tires. I had the Geolandars AT on my Toyota Land Cruiser at one point. They're great tires. They're good on the road. They're not very noisy, but they will also take you off-road and be very capable in here. So looking at the rest of this vehicle, as you can see, that cladding continues throughout the rest of this vehicle. But what makes it stand out as well here is these roof rails. Now most of the roof racks will, you know, have a load of about 150 pounds. Well, not this one. This one is 220 pounds, so it's double what most roof racks are capable of carrying. So you can carry a lot of cargo on top. Now they also, while stationary, can support up to like 700 pounds. So if you do decide to get the tent that goes on top of the roof, you can certainly sleep good at night without worrying that you're going to break the roof rack on this vehicle. Well, it is cool, it is off-roady, but it still has all of the features of the regular luxury SUV. Well, it does have the keyless entry. As you can see, I touch the door handle and the door's locked right here. It does have the LED turn signals inside of this matte black mirrors, and once we get on the interior, you're going to be surprised what we'll find in here. But before we do that, let's check out the roominess in the back. Well, once more we can see a lot of this black cladding all around the vehicle. Now even the badging is like this matte gray in here, so it's not even silver or chrome, which makes it look pretty tough. It's a pretty cool looking one. It does have, as you can see, an automatic gate opener, which happened right now. Not sure if that's because I just came close to it, or because maybe I kicked my leg, but that's what happened. The gate opened up. You can also open it with the remote. You can also open it from the inside. But once we have it open, you know, we're just going to continue in here. It does have the LED lights in here, the reflectors in here. Again, that anodized copper accents all around the vehicle. Now you do have two exhaust tips. They're kind of hidden, but again, you can see that clearance underneath this vehicle. And I gotta tell you, it does have a lot of room, and there's pretty cool features on the gate. So let me grab the camera, I'll show it to you. Guys, let's check this out. Plenty of room in here. Before we get to this, you know, let's check this out. You do have a power gate. You see those two buttons. One of them locks the gate, one of them just closes it. And then you have this LED light that illuminates underneath that gate once it's open. So you do have quite a bit of room in here. You do have this all-season cargo mat in the back. I mean, you really need that if you do a lot of camping, or even if you go to the beach. You know, my car gets sand in it all the time, and this one can be just wiped off. Now, what's important in here, it does have a full size, the same Geolandar AT spare tire as you've seen on the vehicle itself. And then other than that, you have you know, your release for the seats. By the way, we're going to do that in just a second. And then you have your regular 12-volt power outlet in here. You have a little bit of cubbies in here so you can put some stuff, and they have net in here. And then you have some basically hooks for your grocery bags. Then you have hooks so you can set up your cargo net if you would like one. Then you of course have the cargo cover, and then this is how the seats fold down. Okay, so you release them, boom, it's 60-40 split. So you can even sleep in here. You don't need a tent on top. You just put a mattress in here and you're done. Well, so there's plenty of room on the interior. I do have enough knee room, just about enough knee room in here. I do have enough shoulder room, certainly have enough headroom, so it should be very comfortable. The interior is where the ruggedness meets luxury. So take a look at the door. I mean, nicely appointed. I mean, it does have this trim that is a little bit of a texture on that glossy black, but everything else, I mean, you do have your bottle holder or cup holder built inside of the cup. You also take a look at the seats. Now, this is the StarTex material. They call the StarTex. It's basically a water repellent material, high quality. It does have this honeycomb design right on here, but that's pretty cool. It almost looks like a luxury leather, but it's not, and it's even more durable than that. So let's see if we have something here. Yes, there's two cup holders in the middle console, and then you do have your heated seats in the back, and you have your charging outlets for the USB phones or any devices that you might have. You also have some seat pockets in the back here. Before we get inside, let's check this out. Let's check out this Subaru Wilderness logo right on the side of this vehicle. Okay, let's see if it does have this solid thump, and it does. When you think Subaru, you think quality of build, you think reliability, and you're right, it absolutely shows in the sound of the closing door. What do we see on the door? Okay, the Wilderness have its own little tag right here, and it's in this copper color tag, which is pretty decent. It does have this unique trim right around the door handle, and then you have your regular stuff in here, your window controls, mirror controls, lock and unlock. You have a little bit of storage at the bottom part of the door. Now when you look at this interior, now check this out. This is awesome because you wouldn't expect that out of a rugged exterior that you see. Now, okay, we'll check it out from the bottom off here. You see the Subaru Wilderness all-season mats are part of this package. Now the StarTex, I mean, you also have the Subaru Wilderness kind of pressed into this headrest in here, and this is this water repellent material. So if you do a lot of outdoor activities, this might be a perfect vehicle for you. I'm gonna jump inside and show you the rest of it. Well, we're gonna take a look at this interior, and I gotta tell you, I have this vehicle running because it's so hot inside and outside, and we're gonna take a quick sweep of this interior because it's such a cool looking interior. Look at this, the combination of all of the different materials, fabrics, vinyl, star tags, this trim right around the door handle. Now it does have this trim on this little shelf in here which you can put your cell phone if you'd like to. And let's give it a close-up of it. Take a look. It even does have this contrast stitching right here with the same copper color thread as you find on the other accents of the car. So attention to detail. Now fit and finish is amazing on this vehicle. Now it does have this soft injection plastic on top of here, which just makes it look more expensive, makes it look more classy than some of the hard plastic vehicles. It does have this 11.6-inch screen with the Starlink system. We're going to kind of play around with it in just a little bit, and then we'll move on to the steering wheel. The steering wheel is more on the sporty side right here. You can see again this copper, anodized copper accent in on the bottom of the steering wheel, and then you can see a bunch of buttons on both sides. So let's move on to the instrument cluster right here. As you can see, the Subaru decided to go with the analog instrument cluster, and then you have the speedometer on the right hand side, tachometer on the left hand side. You do have your temperature gauge, and you have your fuel gauge, and in the middle you have just the basic temperature. Outside temperature, it says 74 degrees. I think they're wrong. I think it's a lot higher than that, and if it's not, at least it's about 100% humid in here. So we talked about the CVT transmission with the simulated manual modes, and I think these can be switched with the pedal shifters right in the back of the steering wheel. Now let's move back to the middle screen in here. I honestly have not played around with it, so this is going to be my first experience with the Subaru Starlink, and I can already say that I love the size of the screen, and I like that it's vertical, not horizontal. Kind of reminds you of the regular iPad or regular tablet that you might be used to at home. So you have map, it comes with the navigation system. Okay, we go back. Where's the back button? There's there a home button that we can go back, so there's a menu for the navigation system. Home button is right here. Radio, okay, it actually sounds decent. It's not a crazy branded stereo or anything like this, but you can see there's a what I like about the screen is big buttons. They're very visible. You can see what everything is. Then you can connect your different media, phone, apps. Okay, My Subaru, Travel Link. These are the apps that are in here. Car info, you can have that on. Oh, this is pretty cool. You have the driving statistics, so you can hear your lean and pitch. You can see that, as far as where your car is. It's on the flat road right now, so there's 0 advanced package. Let's see what that is. Okay, so that tells you about all of the safety equipment that's inside of your vehicle. It tells you where it's at, where the sensors are located, and what they do. So you can go to info, and it tells you as far as pre-collision braking, lane departure warning, set on, off, and car settings, eyesight assist monitor, reverse automatic braking, so it automatically applies the brakes if it detects a vehicle in the back of your rear, cross traffic alert, so that basically tells you if there's a car coming. High beam assist operates the high beams if it doesn't detect there is a car in front of you. So this is a very cool, very comprehensive package as far as safety, and this is what Subaru has been known for. You've seen their ads, it's one of the safest vehicles on the road, and they certainly stand behind it with adding all of these amenities to the vehicle. Now, maintenance. Okay, so this is a brand new vehicle, so it's gonna have, the oil change, it's gonna last 59.97 miles. So the car's got 3 miles on it right now. It's a brand new vehicle, so it's over 6,000 miles. Oil filters, tire rotation, stuff like this. So it even reminds you on that. Let's go back to the home screen. Let's see if there's anything more in here. You can add a shortcut. Okay, and this is where you can turn off that automatic engine start and stop function. Okay, this goes to the vehicle dynamics control, vehicle control X mode. You can set the different modes in here: snow, dirt, normal, deep snow, and mud. So that's going to help you if you get into a situation where you need help with. And we'll close that out Go back to see what else is here. Auto vehicle hold. Okay, you can turn that on. Cruise control, acceleration, characteristics, auto start stop. So these are basically your vehicle functions that you can set it up. Now at the bottom here you have your electronic climate control, so you can set this up. You can turn on your heated seats. Okay, you can change the fan settings at the bottom in here, and right now it's set to low. You can either do this with your finger, or you can adjust the temperature using the temperature buttons right here. You do have a volume knob, so for those of you that might be afraid that you're losing it, no, there is a volume knob, which is a great feature. And then you have your regular hazard lights. At the bottom here you do have two USB ports behind the shifter. You also have this electronic parking brake. Now this is that piano black trim. I'm glad there's not a ton of it, because I'm not a big fan of the piano black, but I do like the shifter. I do like the way the shifter looks. Check it out. It does have this anodized copper trim around it, and you know, nothing crazy to the shifter. There's no buttons. Right here you do have this view button, and that turns on that front camera. So if you are actually in the off-road terrain, you can see if you're not gonna run over any big boulders or anything like this that the car might not be prepared for. So this is your front view camera. It's actually a decent quality. I mean, it's not the best. And let's see a rear view camera. So let's put it in reverse. So that's your rear view camera. And do you have other modes than just the regular modes? Check surroundings before backing up. I think this is the only mode that you have in this camera. And let's see if anything changes right here when you change the mode on the vehicles. The only thing that I can see that's changing is that you're actually press the different modes, and you change the normal, you change to the deep snow mode. It basically informs you right on the screen that you're changing the mode, and I'm sure it makes some adjustments to the way that the suspension, transmission, and the gears are working. So okay, back to the middle console right here, your cup holders, and you have an additional storage area which opens up, and not a big storage, but it does have an additional power outlet in here. I'm very impressed with this vehicle. Let's see if there's anything special right on top in here. Regular mirror. It does have a compass built in, so it shows you which direction you're facing. Okay, you have your sunglasses holder, you have your SOS button, and then the light settings, and the regular moonroof. So it doesn't have a panoramic sunroof, but because of the weight that it can hold on top of the roof, I think that's why they decided just to do a regular sunroof, which is plenty for many people. All right, this is the interior of this 2022 Outback Wilderness. Let's take this for a spin. Hey guys, before we get started, let's talk a little bit about the pricing. So the Subaru Outback starts at $26,945 for the basic one. Then it goes to the premium one. It's $29,145. Then the limited $33,595. Touring $37,495. Onyx $35,145. The Wilderness, which is this one right here, hear this, $36,995. You get all of that for less than 37 grand. Now this one has the Starlink system that adds another 1,800 bucks, and you know, the destination charge, but you're still all in under $40,000. And then there's one more model, that's the limited XT at $37,995, and the Touring XT $39,945. So under $40,000, 25 to 40, 26 to 40 is basically your range. Now if I was looking at the trims, this would definitely be my choice, because I like to have the capability of taking it off-road. Now my favorite off-roader would probably be a Jeep Wrangler, maybe Ford Bronco, but this one is getting close to it just because it has so much more functionality than some of the off-roaders like this. We're going to take this for a spin. Unfortunately, or maybe fortunately for me, because I might actually break down and go for it, but unfortunately I'm not going to be able to take it off-road. But we're going to check out how it handles on the road. So we already looked at the rear view camera. I'm going to get my seatbelt fastened. There's plenty of parking spaces in this parking lot right here at Conley Subaru. I gotta tell you, those guys were great, and they allowed me to fill this vehicle, so big shout out to them. Also, another huge thing, let's talk about the warranty. The warranty on the Subaru, standard warranty, 3 years, 36,000 miles, 5 years, 60,000 miles on the powertrain. If you buy it from Conley, they include a lifetime powertrain warranty with the vehicle. So if you buy it and 20 years from now something goes wrong with the powertrain, they will fix it or repair it, or I don't know, replace it. But you can call them for more details on that. They also provide you with the 2-year free maintenance of the vehicle and a 10-year free roadside assistance. I'm going to include the link to their website in the link of this video, as well as the phone number. So if you're in Florida, or if you're looking for the Wilderness package and you can't find it, because I know they've been very, very popular, then you can certainly give them a call and see if you can make a deal with them. Anyways, we'll go back to driving. We're gonna see of how tight the turning radius is on this vehicle. So we have the parking spots that are painted in here. I'm gonna turn it all the way, and I think it's gonna be a little bit worse than some of the other ones. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, this is actually pretty good. 4 parking spaces. Most of them will take 4.5. Now 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just touching the line of the 4, so this has got a really nice turning radius. Now you sit up higher, but you're not being overwhelmed. Like, it does have a bigger clearance than my Honda Pilot. Let's say my Honda Pilot is about 8.5. This is 9.5, so it sits higher off the ground, but you sit lower to the ground. So it's kind of a combination. If you don't really like the big sport utilities, this is a good combination of it. It feels good. The visibility is great. Being a station wagon, there's a lot of glass in here, so you can see through very nicely. The last thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna take it on the road and see the acceleration and see if there is an excessive tire noise. It does have those knobby tires, but so far I don't hear anything other than this Boxster engine. And we'll see how that CVT transmission works. So let's accelerate here. Okay, so it certainly does have the simulated gears, and I don't know if you could hear that when it was switching gears. As we know, the CVT is a continuously variable transmission, so you really don't hear any gears switching. But we're gonna check that out one more time. All right, so here, 1, 2, 3. Okay, it will take just a little bit of time to get used to it, but it's a combination. You feel like you're almost driving in the regular transmission vehicle with having the benefits of the CVT, which is, you know, obviously a better fuel economy. Now, it doesn't have, you know, a super acceleration in here. I'd probably put it right in the same range as maybe a you know, Honda CR-V or Toyota RAV4, but that's not bad. That's not why you're buying this car, but it certainly does have enough power to get up and going, get you merged in traffic, and get you safely to wherever you're going. I really dig this vehicle. I will give it a huge thumbs up, guys. Thank you for watching another one of my videos. If this is your first time, consider checking out the rest of my channel. If you like videos like this, I post twice a week, so hit subscribe, hit like, so you never miss that video when it comes out. And until that, I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.